Life is a treasure chest. Inside it are your dreams, your happiness, your greatness. But the chest is locked. The key isn't money, talent, or luck, it is belief in yourself. Many people die with the chest unopened, because fear kept the key hidden. This is the story of Ayesha, a young dreamer who discovered that key. Ayesha loved science. She wanted to be an engineer and build bridges. But everyone around her laughed. Girls don't become engineers. You're not smart enough. Dream smaller. Every word became a brick in a wall of self-doubt. She whispered to herself at night, maybe they're right. Maybe I'm not meant for big dreams. Yet deep inside, she felt a fire. When she looked at rivers, she imagined bridges. When she saw machines, she wanted to build her own. But that fire was trapped under ashes of fear. She asked herself, why do I see the future so clearly, but fear blinds me in the present? One day, her school announced, National Science Fair. Winner gets a scholarship. Her heart leapt. This was her chance. But then the inner voice said, don't do it. You'll fail. She almost gave up, until fate sent her a mentor. A retired engineer visited the school. He saw Ayesha quietly sketching designs. Why don't you join the competition? He asked. She lowered her head. Because I might fail. Because people will laugh. The old man's eyes sharpened. Child, the world will always doubt you. Until you prove them wrong. But you can't prove them wrong. Until you believe you are right. Belief is the master key that unlocks your future. Those words shook her soul. Next morning, she walked to the registration desk. Her hands trembled. Fear screamed, turn back. But she whispered, if I don't believe in me, no one ever will. She signed her name. And with that single act, she unlocked the first door of her future. Preparing for the competition was a storm. Classmates mocked. You compete? Impossible. Relatives laughed. Engineering? Be realistic. Even her own mind whispered, quit before you embarrass yourself. But every night, she remembered her mentor's words and repeated, belief unlocks the door to my future. Her hands bled from hard work. Her eyes ached from sleepless nights. But her heart kept beating. Believe, believe, believe. At the science fair, the hall was filled with dazzling projects. Robots, drones, machines. Her model looked small compared to theirs. Fear rose again. Leave before they laugh at you. But she placed her hand on her chest and whispered, courage is believing in yourself. Even when fear is screaming in your ear. She stood tall and presented her project. Her voice trembled at first, but grew stronger with each word. When the results were announced, Ayesha didn't win first. She won second, but that silver medal was her golden key. Because in that moment, she realized, belief doesn't guarantee instant success. But it guarantees movement. And movement unlocks the future. That scholarship took her to university. There she faced bigger challenges, but also bigger victories. Years later, Ayesha became a leading engineer. She built bridges that connected villages, cities, and lives. And whenever people ask, what was your secret? She answered, I believed in myself when no one else did. That belief unlocked every door. Ayesha's story is not just her own. It is the truth of every great success. Edison believed when teachers said he was too stupid. Oprah believed when TV stations rejected her. Rowling believed when publishers threw her manuscript away. History whispers the same lesson. The future belongs to those who believe in themselves, when the world does not. So I ask you tonight, what treasure chest lies locked inside you? A dream, a talent, a life you desire. The key is already in your hand. It is called self-belief. When doubt says, "You can't," answer, "I can. I will. Because I believe in me, and that belief will unlock my future." Every life begins with a voice. Some hear, "You can do it." Others hear, "You are not enough." Arhan was born with dreams in his eyes. He could paint the whispers of the wind, and the glow of the stars. But the voice inside him always mocked. "You're just a villager's son. Stay small. Dreams are for others, not for you." This voice, my friends, is the deadliest enemy: self-doubt. He drew at night when nobody watched. When others slept, he filled paper with rivers, mountains, and skies. Yet every morning, he tore the drawings and burned them. Why? Because he feared being laughed at. What if they call me foolish? What if I fail? What if I'm not good enough? Isn't this the question so many of us ask? Then came the announcement. An art competition in the city. For the first time, Arhan's heart leaped with excitement. But the voice of fear screamed louder. "Don't go. They'll laugh at you. You'll be humiliated." That night, he stared at the stars and asked, "Why was I given this gift, if I am too weak to use it?" Fate intervened. A traveler stopped in the village, old yet radiant with wisdom. He saw Arhan sketching secretly and said, "Show me your work." Arhan hesitated, but finally revealed one painting. The traveler's eyes glowed. "Boy, this is not art. This is life itself. Why do you hide it?" Arhan whispered, "Because I'm afraid. Afraid of failure. Afraid of laughter." The old man placed a hand on his shoulder. "Remember this. The world's laughter cannot kill you. But your silence will. Better to fail in courage than die in fear. Believe in yourself. For belief is the brush that paints destiny." Those words burned in his soul. The day of the competition arrived. Arhan's hands trembled as he held his brush. Fear whispered, "Run." But courage whispered back, "Even if I fail, I will fail standing tall." He painted for hours. Not to win, but to prove to himself that he could try. When results came, he didn't win. He stood forth. His heart sank. But then something magical happened. People clapped. "Your painting, it speaks," they said. That day, Arhan discovered, belief is not about winning. Belief is about beginning. Arhan continued painting. Success didn't come fast. Villagers mock it. "Art won't feed your stomach." The friends said, "Be realistic. Choose an easier path." Doubt kept whispering, "Ain't. Quit. Quit." But every night he told himself, "No. I cannot betray the gift I was given." With every painting, his strokes grew bolder. His courage, stronger. His self-belief, unshakable. One evening, he read about people who once stood where he stood. Thomas Edison, told he was too stupid to learn, yet gave the world light. Oprah Winfrey, fired from TV, yet became a voice for millions. Colonel Sanders, rejected one sour 9 times, yet gave us KFC at 65. J.K. Rowling, who wrote in cafes with no money, rejected again and again, yet believed, and created Harry Potter. Aaron whispered, "They were not different from me." Their secret was not talent. Their secret was belief. Years later, Arhan was invited to a national exhibition. His heart pounded. Can I stand among the greats? But he remembered the traveler's words. Better to fail in courage than die in fear. He walked into that hall with nothing but his art and his belief. His work spoke for itself. For the first time, the world saw not just a painter, but a soul that believed. When a young student asked him, "Sir, what is the greatest secret to success?" Arhan smiled and said, "It is not money. It is not talent. It is not luck. The secret that changes everything is self-belief. Because when you believe, the world starts to believe too." Arhan's journey teaches us all. Without belief, talent dies. Without belief, dreams wither. Without belief, life remains ordinary. But with belief, the impossible bends before you. So tonight, remember this: if doubt whispers, "You can't," rise and roar, "I will." Because I believe in me, and that, my friends, is the secret that changes everything. In a mountain village lived a boy named Arhan. His hands could bring paper alive with drawings. Yet, he never showed them to anyone. Because whenever he picked up a pencil, he heard a cruel whisper inside. "You are not good enough. Your dreams are foolish. Who do you think you are?" That voice grew louder each day. So, Arhan hid his talent like a secret. One evening, looking at the stars, he murmured, "I wish I could believe in me, the way I believe in the stars." 2. The announcement: a door cracks, open 6 minutes. His school teacher announced, "There will be an art competition in town next week." The children cheered. His friends shouted, "Arhan, you must join. Your art is magic." But Arhan shook his head. "No, I'll fail. I can't face people's laughter." That night, he looked at his reflection in river water. He saw fear in his own eyes. Why can't I stand tall? Why can't I trust myself? 3. The traveler. The fire ignites. 10 minutes. An old traveler passed through the village. He saw Arhan sketching alone, and asked to see his work. Page after page, the traveler's eyes sparkled. He closed the book and said, "You have a gift. But your wings are tied, not by chains, but by doubt." Arhan whispered, "But what if I fail?" The traveler replied, "Failure is not your enemy. Fear is not your enemy. The true enemy is self-doubt. If you defeat that, nothing in this world can hold you back." That night, Arhan couldn't sleep. The traveler's words echoed like thunder. The most dangerous enemy lives inside you: self-doubt. 4. The first leap: courage is born as 8 minutes. The next morning, Arhan made a decision. "I will join." On the day of the competition, his hands shook. His heart screamed, "Leave! You don't belong here." But then he whispered, "No, today, I choose to believe." He painted with trembling hands. When results came, he didn't win first or second, he came fourth. For a moment, disappointment stung. But then the audience applauded. They told him, "Your painting has soul. Keep going." That day, he realized, belief is not about winning. Belief is about beginning. 5. Critics and supporters, the real test. 10 minutes as he continued, life tested him. Some villagers mocked. Dreams don't fill your stomach. Some friends said, stop wasting time. Get a real job. Others encouraged, Aaron, you inspire us. Don't stop. At night, the two voices battled inside him. Quit now. You're foolish. Keep going. Your gift matters. One night, he cried and whispered, I may not control the voices around me, but I will control the voice within me. From then on, whenever doubt whispered, you can't, he shouted back, watch me. 6. Lessons from the world. 10 minutes. Arhan studied stories of great people. Edison, told he was too stupid to learn. He believed, and gave light. Oprah, rejected from TV. She believed and became a legend. Rowling, rejected 12 times. She believed and created Harry Potter. Colonel Sanders, rejected 9 times. He believed and built KFC. Aaron realized, the world may reject you 1,000 times, but you only fail once. When you reject yourself. 7. Growth, failures, and breakthrough. 10 minutes. Arhan kept painting. Sometimes his work was ignored. Sometimes he was ridiculed. But each failure became fuel. Each insult became fire. Each doubt became a lesson. He whispered daily, yes, I can. Yes, I will. Yes, I deserve to shine. Slowly, his art spread to towns, then cities. People began to admire him. And one day, the same villagers who mocked him said, we knew you could do it. He smiled, not in arrogance, but in gratitude. Because he knew the truth. It wasn't their belief that changed my life. It was mine. The secret revealed. 6 minutes. Years later, Arhan stood before young students who asked, Sir, what is the secret of success? He replied, the secret is not talent, money, or luck. The secret is believing in yourself when no one else does. He told them, believe in yourself when people laugh. Believe in yourself when you fall. Believe in yourself when the road is endless. 9. Grand finale, passing the flame. 8 minutes. Arhan's life became a living message. Your belief is your greatest power. Without it, wings stay folded. With it, even the weakest can fly. He told his students, with tears in his eyes. Never let doubt steal your destiny. Never let fear silence your fire. Never let the world define your worth. And now, dear listener, this is your moment. When doubt whispers, you can't, shout back, I believe in me. My story has just begun. In a quiet village, surrounded by tall mountains, lived a boy named Arhan. Everyone saw him as ordinary, but inside him was an artist, a dreamer. Every evening, he would sit near the river with his small sketchbook. The stars above inspired him, the flowing water calmed him, and the mountains seemed to whisper, you are meant for something greater. Yet, every time he drew something beautiful, another voice inside whispered louder, what if they laugh? What if you fail? What if you're not good enough? Arhan often closed his book. Sighing deeply, he told himself, maybe I am not meant to shine. Maybe dreams are for others, not me. Little did he know, the battle he was fighting was not with the world, but with himself. One morning, the school teacher announced, children, There will be an art competition in the town square next week. Anyone can join. Excitement filled the air. His friends turned to him. Aaron, this is your chance. You must join. We have seen your drawings, you are amazing. But Arhan shook his head, his smile faded. No, I'm not ready. Others are better than me. What if I embarrass myself? That night, he sat on the rooftop under the stars. He looked up and whispered, God, why do I feel so small? Why do I fear when my heart wants to fly? The next day, a mysterious traveler arrived in the village. His beard was long, his eyes deep, his voice calm. He noticed Aaron sketching quietly under a tree. Boy, the traveler said, may I see your work? Aaron hesitated. His hands trembled as he handed over his sketchbook. The traveler flipped through the pages, one by one. His face lit up with awe. Finally, he closed the book and said, do you know what I see? I see beauty, passion, and a gift that the world needs. But I also see chains, the chains of doubt tying your wings. Arhan looked down, ashamed. I don't believe I am good enough. The traveler smiled. Listen carefully, young man. The world will always doubt you. Some will laugh, some will criticize, and some will ignore you. But the most dangerous enemy is not outside, it is inside. Self-doubt, defeat it, and no force on earth can stop you. Those words struck Arhan's heart like thunder. That night, he couldn't sleep. He kept hearing, the world will always doubt you. But the most dangerous enemy is self-doubt. The next morning, Aaron made a choice. His legs shook, but his heart whispered, try. He registered for the competition. On the day of the event, the hall was crowded. Children displayed their best paintings. Arhan's hands trembled as he held his brush. Fear screamed inside, you'll fail. You'll be mocked. Walk away now. But then he remembered the traveler's words. Defeat self-doubt, and no force can stop you. He took a deep breath, looked at the blank canvas, and began. Stroke after stroke, colors came alive. He painted not to win but to prove he could. When the results were announced, Arhan did not win first or second prize. He came fourth. At first, his heart sank. But then something unexpected happened. The crowd applauded. People said, Aaron, your painting was full of life. You must keep going. That day, Arhan realized something powerful. Belief is not about winning. Belief is about beginning. As months turned into years, Arhan continued painting. Sometimes he failed, sometimes people criticized him, and sometimes his own fear returned. But each time, he stood before his canvas and declared, I believe in me. Even if no one else does, I will. His art improved, his courage grew. Slowly his work spread beyond the village. His paintings reached towns, then cities. People began to recognize him, not because he was the most talented, but because he never gave up. He realized belief is stronger than fear. Belief turns weakness into strength. Belief is the first step toward every miracle, and whenever he felt tired, he whispered, I was born to shine. My story is not over. The secret unveiled 5 minutes. Years later, Arhan became a respected painter. At schools and gatherings, children asked him, Sir, what is the secret of success? He would smile and reply, it is not money. it is not talent. It is not luck. The secret is believing in yourself when no one else does. He told them. Believe in yourself when people laugh. Believe in yourself when you fail. Believe in yourself when the road is dark. Because every great dreamer, from inventors to leaders, was once told, "You can't." But they replied, "Watch me." And so, Arhan's life became a living lesson. Your belief is your greatest power. It is the wind beneath your wings. Without it, even the strongest talent stays grounded. With it, even the weakest soul can rise. He often stood before his students and declared, "I can. Yes, I will. Yes, I deserve to shine." And now, dear listener, this is not just Aaron's story, it is yours. If today you feel small, if doubt whispers in your ear, if the world ignores your light, remember this: the secret is already within you. Believe in yourself. The world will catch up later. So rise. Begin. Step forward. And whisper to your soul tonight, "I believe in me. My story has just begun."